Aaron, second session back tonight in pre-season. How did things go?
Yeah, it was. I'm not the biggest fan of pre-season, and that's mainly just because I feel like there's a lot of players coming in and out, and it's quite a stressful time being the manager, and you feel like there's a lot of responsibility to get new players in. And as a manager, anyone who's out there who knows, the work doesn't really stop for us in the off season. Whereas the players will have their rest time, and physically maybe we'll have our rest, but mentally and psychologically we won't. So I was a bit apprehensive about what was to come, but I was really pleased with the turnout for the first session and the standard of some of the new players that came in. I'm just looking forward to the rest of pre-season and seeing what kind of squad we can mould and build, ready for that season opener. The boys are working hard, and that's all I can ask of them. If they're there at training sessions, then they're going to see the rewards.
And a big game this weekend against our friends and league champions Brimstone kicks off our pre-season.
Yeah, obviously Brimstone are going to be looking to strengthen going into step 6 with their promotion. We've got a good relationship with them, so it'll be exciting to see where they're at, and also be exciting to see where we're at in comparison to them. And it's a good benchmark, and it's a really tough game for us, and we'll make sure it's a tough game for them, so that they get everything that they need out from the game. I really like to structure my pre-season against teams that I know are going to be not letting us down. You see teams on Twitter and stuff who are getting let down for fixtures and asking for fixtures at the last minute because they've been let down. And I also like to play against people that I know who are going to give us a really tough test. So I'm really looking forward to the game, and I'm looking forward to seeing the boys back out there and bringing some trialists in, having a look at them as well.
Both John Evans and Lewis Edmonds have moved on to higher levels for the new season. This clearly demonstrates progression within our club. How pleased are you for both of them?
Yeah, I'm buzzing for both of them, and they both thoroughly deserve it. And I've always been a manager that said I'll never stop someone from going on to play at a high level. I think sometimes people try to make that jump too soon, or they're too desperate to make that jump to the high level. And I feel like also, with the way that Twitter is now, you can get in contact with any manager at any club. So it's really easy to, want to really push for that. But if you look at John Evans' performances and his stats for the last season, and you look at Lewis's performance and his stats for the last season, you can see that they're both ready to make the step up to step 6, step 5, because of the ability and the level of their performances. I find it a bit strange when players who haven't really shown their ability and their level at step 7 then going to try and play at step 6 and step 5. When you're showing that constant consistency in your performances, like Lewis and John have, then you're going to have clubs coming after you regardless, and people have noticed John and people have noticed Lewis, and that's why they're getting their opportunity now. So I'd encourage any players who are looking to move on, try and find a club at a suitable level that can give you a platform to put decent performances in, and you'll get your move. Clubs will notice you. And obviously, with the social media presence that we try to create, it also highlights that, for those kind of players as well. But I'm buzzing for both of them, and as a club, we wish them all the best of luck.
This season, new prospects coming training with the Spartans at the moment. How pleased are you with what you've seen and what you're still looking for?
Yeah, we've only had one session, but as I said earlier, I was really pleased with the standard of the session. And the quality of the players that came through. So, I'm looking forward to seeing more of those players. I'm looking forward to getting some of them involved in the game on Saturday. And, I'm looking for players in all positions. There's not any position that I'm ruling out. I want the best and the strongest squad possible. But most importantly, I'm looking for players that are committed and reliable, the players that are going to be there now at every session or as many sessions as they can make, and the players that are not going to let me down. That's what I need, and that's what I'm looking for. And if I can get 1 or 2 of those in pre-season, that's better for me than having 20 players that I'm not going to know if they're going to be there. I'm not going to know if they're going to be committed, if they're reliable, if they're going to turn up, if they're going to put the work in for their team. So I'm trying to assemble a squad of players that have that togetherness and that camaraderie, so that when it hits the Christmas period and it's freezing cold and it's dark early, they're going to be there, and they're going to be the ones that are helping this club move forward.
A major new signing for the Spartans has already happened. We've got a new coach for the first team. Tell us about him and tell us what you feel he brings to the club.
So we did put an announcement out that Metin has joined the club. He was at Erith Town under-23s last season, and he got the under-18s to the first round proper at the FA Youth Cup. I think they got knocked out by Portsmouth, I think. And he's, he obviously ties into what we want as a club, because he's an extended member of our family, being our cousin, on my mum's side. So, he brings a wealth of coaching experience and coaching knowledge of having worked with lots of young players and experienced players, and been in and around first teams at step 5 and step 6, and he's been in and around academies, and he's done scouting. So he's got a plethora of experience, and that's only going to make us stronger as a team. And his coaching experience and coaching ability is going to make the players better, and it's good. I feel like it's really going to take us to the next level, and I'm really excited to be working with him.
You've got a packed month of training and games in July. What are you looking for?
Just looking to get the boys fit, really, and looking to get a consistent team out. The players that have stayed from last season, I'm just trying to get them, into the right shape coming into the new season, and we're trying to put in some new things in place to try and really help us get prepared, because I'm sure everyone's trying to do the same thing. So we need to make sure we get off to a better start than we did last season. So I'm hopeful that we can do that during this pre-season, get minutes under our belt, and try and work on some new things, and sort of try people in different positions and some new systems and formations, so that we've got opportunities to have a variety of tactics and systems going forward into the new season.
The Spartans are back at Lakeside as our home ground for the new season. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, really enjoyed it at Lakeside. They've got a great setup over there, and they've been really good to us. So we've built a good relationship with them over the last year. So I'm really looking forward to being back there. And obviously, one of the best things I like about Lakeside is because it's got the 3G pitch. That your Saturday home games are going to be on. Worst thing is, you prepare all week for a Saturday game. You look forward to it all week. You're well up for it on the Friday night, and then Saturday comes and it's cancelled because it's a waterlogged pitch or a frozen pitch or whatever. At Lakeside, that it's pretty much unless it's snowing, it's going ahead. So that's one of the biggest selling points for us being back at Lakeside. Obviously everyone knows we've got ambitions to try and move up higher up the league. But the options for ground shares and that are limited, and they're very costly. So for a club as small as us, without some big sponsorships coming in, it's going to be really difficult for us to try and get that opportunity to push on to the next level. But when the time comes, hopefully we'll be able to do it, and we'll be ready. But yeah, for now, we're very happy at Lakeside, and we look forward to being there again this season.
So what's your ambition then for 2023-24 season, Aaron?
I'd love to get to a cup final with the first team. Being in and around the reserve team that got to the cup final and won it, it was a great experience. So, I'd love to do that. So hopefully we're going to have a better cup run this year, and finish up the table as high as possible. I think 9th, was a good finish last year considering how we started. But I'm looking for better consistency from us, and I'm looking to be pushing up towards the top end of the table and finishing as high as possible as we possibly can. Just take it one game at a time, and see how we go.
I assume you'll be looking to give minutes to as many trialists as you can over the coming weeks. If you were a trialist at Spartans, what's a good tip for them?
Good tip for them is, communicate with me. Be honest about your current situation, and pick up the phone and call. That's another thing. Nowadays a lot of players are just texting, WhatsApping, last minute pullouts. No manager wants to look at their phone an hour or half an hour before a session and see that a player's pulled out. It's a bit more personable if they call you and say, look, I'm really sorry this has happened. I'm going to make sure I'm definitely there at the next session. I'm available for the weekend if you'd like to select me, and or even I'm going to go for my own fitness session. I'm going to send you a picture of a run that I've done, or whatever. Those kind of things, they resonate with you as managers, a little bit more. So my tip would be, be at the sessions. I can't judge you as a trialist if you're not at the sessions and you're not available. And put the graft in. Obviously, that you need to be a certain level of fitness for this level of football. So yeah, that's the tips, and I'll try and get as many people involved as I can, as early as I can, to see if you fit in with what I'm looking for.
If I was a trialist out there now and I wasn't really happy where I was, what do you believe that the Spartans can offer?
I mean, a lot of Step 6 and Step 5 clubs went back, a few weeks back because their season starts earlier. There'll be a lot of players that weren't successful there. So I feel like, coming to us, obviously, one of the good things that we can offer is that we have video highlights each week that that go out, and opportunities for players to have highlights of their own performances. We have a decent enough social media presence where players will get exposure. John Evans, Lewis Edwards, we've got a proven track record of pushing players onto a high level. And as we're a family-run club, we try and have that family feel and that togetherness. And one thing I'd always try and be as a manager is honest with people, and I try and be fair. And there's no, we don't have any players that are big time, and we don't have any players that are above anyone else. It's a level playing field. Everyone gets opportunities. Everyone gets chances. If they listen and work hard, and so I'd say if that's something that's appealing for you, then get in touch with us and come and join the Spartans family.
And you're a UEFA B coach. What do you think your coaching can now offer?
So I've done my UEFA B coaching course last year, and I was really pleased with the journey that I've been on. As part of that, it's really made me rethink a lot of things and dive a little bit more into detail on certain aspects of my coaching. But I'm very passionate, and with me, you're going to get 100% regardless. Like I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to be pushing you to be a better player. I'm going to go above and beyond to send you clips and images and videos and footage and messages, and I feel like that's one thing that you're going to get with me, that I will go above and beyond to support you as a player. And I feel like the UEFA B journey has really made me focus on the session plans that I'm delivering and the level of detail that I'm giving from a tactical and technical point of view. So hopefully I'm giving knowledge to players and that's making them improve and try and kick on to the best version of themselves they can be.
Excellent. Thanks for your time, Aaron. One final question. The Fixtures brought some really big games early on for the Spartans last season. If you had to pick, where would you like to play and who would you like to open up against?
Tough question. I think I wouldn't mind the Friday night game as the first game of the season, like an away midweek game, Friday night under the lights. I'd love that, but I'd have to go. I'd be edging with a Saturday over that as the first game. That Saturday feeling, you wake up, you have the game. So I wouldn't mind the Friday night one, but I'd say probably Saturday, home game. I'm going to go Woodford East. Yeah, we had Woodford East in the first home game last year, so we might as well make it back-to-back seasons. Yeah, let's get one of the toughest opponents on the first game of the season, and let's go hammer and tongs at it.
Thanks for your time, Aaron, and hope the rest of the season goes well.
Cheers, thank you very much.